Thanks to all the people that have pushed me out of my comfort zone to do this video. The reason why I've done it now is because with the current COVID situation, I think initially there was fears and anxieties and whatnot around how many people were going to get it and what was going to happen financially and all these things. And then we went through a bit of a honeymoon period where we weren't mining, not going to work, and stimulus packages and whatnot. And now we're all starting to get a little bit over that. And I think we're dealing with a lot of change. We're dealing with a lot of challenges. We're dealing with uncertainty. We're dealing with a lot of isolation, obviously. So I relate it back to my time in hospital and rehab. I've experienced those exact same things back in 2012. I had an Aussie rules accident where I become a quadriplegic, where now I can only move my biceps, my shoulder muscles and my neck muscles. And I'm sitting here in a wheelchair, so I've got no movement from my chest down, can't move my fingers and have limited upper body use. And in 2012, when I had that accident, I spent 8 months in hospital all up, where in rehab, where that was where I was. I couldn't really go anywhere. So I was isolated. I was dealing with massive change, being a huge sportsman before I hurt myself to, being there. I remember sitting there just bawling my eyes out. I was literally 23 years of age. I couldn't do one thing for myself. And dealing with that change, challenges and uncertainty, I can sort of relate it to some regard. Everyone's different at the moment, but to what we're going through at the moment. And I just wanted to pass on some things that really helped me get through that period, and some things that I can maybe pass on to people here. So I'm just going to share my screen now. So here's a model that's really helped me. Let's see if I can make that bigger. So here's a model that massively helped me and continues to help me right now. And essentially, I've got a helpful mindset up there instead of positive, because if you're going through a tough time and financially, or dealing with work from home with maybe some kids, or just not being able to see, you're a very social person, not being able to see people and not do your hobbies and whatnot, and everyone's just be positive, just be positive. No, life in this moment for you personally sucks right now. And I just think saying be positive adds fuel to the fire. But I think in every situation we can do, all right, what can I do right now that is going to help me? So look towards the future, look to what you can control, and look to what you have in your life. We have something like 80% of our thoughts are negative. And I can't believe those studies, but 80% of our thoughts are negative. And the more times we have those negative thoughts and look at the things we can't control and the things we can't do, the stronger that pathway becomes. So here is a model. We've got an event or situation. That could be anything at all, large or small. Okay, then we've got our thoughts. That's what we think. Then we've got emotions. That's the way we feel. And then we've got outcome. Now, for this situation, COVID, our thoughts automatically go to that negative side of looking at the things we can't do. If we continue to stay in that mindset, our emotions are going to be highly anxious, highly stressed. We're going to procrastinate a lot, and it's going to lead to a less positive outcome. We cannot change what's going on right now personally. We cannot control it. We have to accept it. So our mind probably will automatically go that negative side anyway, but then it's on us to look at what we can do, what we can control in this situation, what we have in our life. So by doing that, we're less stressed, we're less anxious, we're feeling a lot better, and lead to a more positive outcome. We see opportunity rather than looking and dwelling on the past. So the more times we look at this model, it's perfectly normal for our mind to go negative side, and I want you to make sure you have some self-compassion and don't hate that. It's perfectly normal to feel negative emotions at times. All right, just get back to your thoughts and challenge them. And really, in every situation, I've got no doubt everyone here listening to this is a good person. Everyone wants to be the best person they can be. That in every situation, we just need to go, all right, what can I do right now to help myself? And the more times we do that, the more times we're going to feel better in amongst ourselves, and the more times we're going to have a positive outcome. I do go into that in more detail at different stages, potentially when I speak at different things, but that's just a brief overview of it. And here, I love this photo, our plan versus reality. That's not just my reality or your reality. That is absolutely everyone's reality, and everyone's challenges are unique to themselves. A couple of things I really love about this bottom photo is 4 flags. So just not looking so much at the bigger picture, just look at the little things in front of us and go after them. Every time you go down, I think this is so important with our mental health numbers that are on the increase and are large, is every time you feel like you're down at the bottom, it gets better. It eventually gets better. So this situation right now, yes, it's for a lot of people, it's hard. Yes, it's tough, but it will eventually get better. So just by sitting with that feeling, it makes it a lot easier to deal with it. In my time in rehab, it was crap. All right, I hated it. But I just sat with a feeling of going, all right, I'm gonna keep chipping away, and eventually it will get better. Eventually it will get easier, which it has in my life. And then lastly, when you face adversity, when you face challenges, and when you fail, you grow from those experiences. It makes you a better person, makes you more well-rounded. It gives you tools to use in the future. You look at the size of the bike in that top one and look at how much they grow and where they get to. Not very far. Right, that bottom one, look at the size of the bike and look where they get to. So when they face those challenges, and right now when we face this period of time that is challenging for a lot of us, potentially losing work or having to, a number of different things unique to each person, that just understand we're learning ways to do things in the future. We're getting perspective on our life. It's making us reevaluate where we're at with our life and what we want to do going forward. We appreciate those connections we've got, whether it be with our sports or clubs or with our families and our mates. We're making it so in the future, this experience of the challenging times that we've got will make us better in the long run. I've got no doubt. 2 other things that really helped me get through rehab was having challenges for myself. And that was easy in rehab because to start off with, I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't move my body. So just having that little goal of challenge myself to get a little bit better. I think that's still really important right now, is to set one challenge for yourself. That might be, to get out and do some exercise each day or a certain amount of times a week. It might be to lose some weight. It might be to read a book in a certain amount of time. It might be to start a new hobby or it could be anything at all, just to set a challenge for yourself. And then once you start that challenge or do that challenge, set another one, little bit by little bit. Just makes us feel good achieving those things. And lastly, just having a laugh and not taking ourselves too seriously. I think it's so important. I remember a number of times in rehab, just having a laugh, which, it was it was a bloody terrible time of my life. I learned so much from that time, and we tried having a laugh along the way. I remember I had first year uni student coming in on placement. I needed a needle in my stomach every night for the first 3 months. This first year uni student's gone to stick the needle in my stomach, and I just started crying in pain. I just started, and she's like, "Oh, sorry," and I can't feel anything in my body below sort of about this height and under my thumb. I can't feel anything there at all. So just having her on for a laugh there and a number of different things like that, just not taking myself and ourselves too seriously and having a laugh along the way. So me personally, I talk about the helpful thoughts. I talk about our plan versus reality. And I'm like everyone else, though, where, I have my ups and downs and I think negative at times and I stuff up at times. But, I feel like more often than not, I see opportunity in different situations, and I look at the things that I do have in my life rather than the few things that I don't. and I look at the things I can control rather than the things I can't. Really things I'd really encourage you to do here. And yeah, I've stepped outside my comfort zone, which I'm so big on, and trying to do just to keep expanding and getting better as a person. So thanks very much. All the best with the current situation. And yeah.